Congressman Brian Mast, Army veteran, Purple Heart recipient, and member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, also a former volunteer with the Israeli Defense Force. Great to see you today. Get your reaction now to the politics of all of this, as Aisha just laid it out in her report.
Yeah, let me give maybe 4 specific reasons why I think my colleague critics are entirely wrong about this. Number one, you go back to about a year ago, there were 3 American service members that came home under flag-draped coffins because of the attack on Tower 22, which was a direct attack by Iran on U.S. service members that needed to be answered for. So those are 3 reasons right there. And within just the last 3 months, we could point to a number of times where Iran, through the Houthis, were directly attacking U.S. naval vessels. So there's some reasons why we should say this is a good thing to have this response. And let's make a point onto why I think it doesn't drag us into something wider. Not to say that it can't happen, but why I assess it doesn't. When you have our allies going out there and destroying the Houthis, destroying Hezbollah in Lebanon, destroying Hamas, destroying Iran, the supplier of all of this, to me, that makes it significantly less likely that we have to put any U.S. assets on the ground to deal with this. Why? Because our allies controlled the pace of this conflict instead of the enemy controlling the pace of it and determining what we have to do in response.
That is hugely important for what citizens are asking. I mean, that's what I'm hearing from particularly voters. They're saying, well, does this pull us into a war? And what you said is critical for people to hear it. I'm going to snap it and put it on our show's social media today. Democratic senators sharply are criticizing U.S. ally Israel. Senator Jack Reed said Israel's alarming decision to launch airstrikes on Iran is a reckless escalation that risks igniting regional violence. Senator Andy Kim said this action, ordered by Prime Minister Netanyahu, appears to be deliberately undermining ongoing American diplomatic negotiations about Iran's nuclear program. Senator Chris Murphy said this is a disaster of Trump and Netanyahu's own making, and now the region risks spiraling toward a new deadly conflict. Where are they getting it right or wrong?
They keep using the word risk. Undoubtedly, any operation comes with a level of risk, but you know what risk we don't have? The risk that Israel was trying to make sure that they eliminate through every level of the stack. The risk of an Iranian nuclear weapon, destroying their scientists, destroying the facilities where they would go out there and produce these weapons, working to destroy the ballistic missile systems that they would deliver them with, working to destroy the generals and the military personnel that would make the decisions to deliver those weapons. Everybody's asking what will be the Iranian response, and I've said this numerous times. The Iranian response, they're going to try to respond. I think they're going to be frustrated by their response, but it won't be measured in kilotons and megatons and uranium. It's going to have to be measured in simply high explosives on the end of something that's more conventional or something smaller like a drone. And that is a significant difference.
Real quickly, because I want to get to some everyday Israelis talking about the airstrikes from their perspective. Secretary Pompeo said moments ago, could be weeks to months. What capacity does Iran have to keep this going for long? How long will it look the way it does today?
Look, Iran doesn't have a great capability to go out there and just repair places like Fordow and Natanz. It's not easy to do that. They've had to do it before, and they have worked to do it in the time frame since then. But it's not an easy thing to just go out there and do it. And the other place that we would say that this touches as well, I haven't heard a lot of people get into it yet. But remember, Iran's greatest allies are China and Russia. And so whether you're looking at how this affects Iran's ability to supply drones to the battle space in the Russian-Ukraine war or anything else there, or their ability to fund China with as the #1 purchaser of their oil and gas.
Real quickly, what it's like to live through this from Israel. Watch.
I didn't feel afraid at all. This is something that the Israeli people have been dealing with for years. Rockets coming in, having to run into the safe rooms every day. Which society has to put up with that? Why should a country put up with that? And Israel shouldn't have to put up with that.
It's mandatory to take advantage and hit those facilities who will further on will take advantage and hit and will be targeted towards Israeli facilities. And I think it's mandatory to take advantage of it. I think it was a good attack.
Congressman Mast, you fought for those very citizens in Israel with the IDF. Your quick reaction.
The Israeli people are prepared for this. They make sure they know where they can go out there and shelter if they need to. The military prepared for this, looking at all the possibilities. And the United States government, because of President Trump, prepared for this as well, getting our non-essential personnel out of the region.
God bless you. Thank you for being with me.